wanted to talk about the Earth planets that will be trining Jupiter and Uranus, namely Mars and Mercury, already in Virgo now, if we look at it. The Mars in particular is it highly productive in Virgo to the point of like brain surgeon analytics, and if you can enjoy that kind of energy, a lot of people might get flustered at the amount of concentration that may be needed now. But for a lot of people like me, it's refreshing to finally be able to concentrate and work, um, get around to solving problems, and really doing it well and executing it, because that's what Mars and Virgo, if you know anybody with Mars and Virgo, they have that aggressive ability. It's an aggressive analytical study of something. They might be highly skilled in some field, most likely. And then we have Mercury moved into really speeding through. It's going to be like conjunct. Where is it? Okay, sorry. I'm just trying to find out. Oh, Mercury. Well, it's going to go retrograde. Everybody's waiting for the Mercury retrograde here on the 28th, I think it is, this month. So that brings us into 6 planets under retrograde, which includes um, all the outer planets. Although, see, that's the theme for this coming, like say September, the end of the month, when everything is going retrograde from it's Mercury, Venus, Jupiter. Well, is it Jupiter? Yeah, it looks like Jupiter starts moving backwards too. So that's a lot of planets. Boy, I can hardly count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like 7. Yeah, 7 planets retrograde by the end, well, by the beginning of September for sure, throughout September. And that is really, gosh, there's a lot to say about how people are who are born. It's generational. Some people can be born all together. There's a massive group of people that are born with specific retrograde planets. The outer planets, like Neptune in particularly, is a trip. Those are really trippy artists and people who can really see certain way. And with all the retrogrades, they're kind of retrospecting this in some way. And it gives them like a subconscious programming that is really heavy duty, and they're trying to escape a lot of that, which can really boil down to, perspectives coming from other people, the programming. And so they have a stigma towards like trying to buck the system in a very unconscious moving way. So a lot of them will have weird unconscious habits, which, well, it's not so weird, smoking cigarettes or even alcoholism, or smoking cigarettes comes to mind a big time, because it's such an unconscious thing. They don't know what they're doing at that point. It's like, well, you need to meditate. You can talk about how you would like to tell everybody to fuck off, but you're just kind of centering yourself. You don't have to inhale poisons to do that, man. Try meditation. Anyway, talk about ways to heal ourselves. Well, Mars is going to be aggressive. I love Mars and Virgo. Um, they are healers. It brings to mind the doctor and the healer and the surgeon, and the ones who can really get in there and clean things up and make things better, really. And with the trine with Jupiter coming up and um, Uranus, it's going to be miraculous. What comes to mind is rapid healing for a lot of people. Um, I'm kind of involved with that as far as the Uranus going into 23. It hits the furthest it ever goes into Taurus at 23, and it trines this month here in August. On the 16th, it hits 23 for the first time. It's getting further into the deeper place of Taurus, and well, my Venus is trying that, and it's time for healing for everybody to send out healing and realize and have realizations of healing. That's what definitely the Mercury and the Mars trine Jupiter and Uranus. Mercury will be going retrograde, kind of trining Uranus, which is highly creative, rapid healing time, ingenious ways of being, realization. But it being an Earth, anything, it isn't anything unconventional as you would think. It's so strange how Uranus is in Taurus, and that vibration is very strange. It's like, okay, so Uranus is visiting the house of Taurus. It's like electricity is visiting the house of calmness and like the meadows and the beauty of Earth and everything. It's like, well, can you tone down the 60 cycle hum? Boy, how is that for us? Well, we are going through a lot of Earth changes. They say that the Schumann resonance is doing all this stuff, and you're watching the sun do all this stuff, and we're kind of used to now with Uranus deeper into Taurus. It's been a while now that it's been in Taurus, and I don't know. I like it. Well, it was squaring our moon, my moon, in Aquarius. It's been square Saturn. Whew, man, that was hard. Last year and the year before, when Saturn was in Aquarius, squaring Uranus in the sky. I mean, did anybody survive that? Hardly not. Talk about an electrical jolt. Very rude. I mean, mean, cold, man. That Saturn in Aquarius, pardon me. Whew, on my moon. Boy. Pulling, we'll see, we can talk about the planets going retrograde includes Saturn and Pisces. We want to talk about the Saturn and Pisces and Neptune and Pisces. Saturn and Pisces is really trippy to think about. Saturn and Pisces. Once again, it brings structure to water. Well, how do we do that? Well, it turns out that water is highly structurable. You can change its molecular structure through prayer and certain things going on with it. On a level that is not well understood right now, is very little that we can start to contemplate, but it's kind of stupid, really. It's like, of course, see, as a musician, of course, I can understand. It's like you are affecting. It's a great effect we're having, and that's where we need to just get better with that. I think the entire global population is immature with their knowing of all connection and how to be with and show up for each other. If anything, to set the example of the prayer, the state of prayer needed to create that, like, it's like that structure that water will assume is very beautiful, I guess, the mandala. If you're just humming at a higher vibrational frequency, I just thought about it. It's like, well, that's sure going to disturb everybody whose geometry is off. Get rid of you. Hi, Jesus, it's not you again. God, can't we get away from that story already yet? I doubt it.